when things happen to us in life, especially when we're kids, we tends to not tell or tends to hide it. People say, um, why didn't he or she say something when it happened? Why tell it now, 25 to 30 years later?
Blindsiding them folks, he blindsiding them folks. These Heisman pose and whack everybody knows I say he blindsiding them folks. He blindsiding them folks. He blindsiding them folks. Then took the head of that coke. I say he blindsiding them folks.
When things happen to us in life, especially when we're kids, you know, we tends to not tell or tends to hide it. And I done felt like myself hearing a lot of people say, um, why didn't he or she say something when it happened? Why tell it now, 25 to 30 years later? You know what I'm saying? And, even in my family, and it's hard for me to see it through their eyes that way when you're talking about a child. When we're talking about a child's trust that has been broken, you know what I'm saying, by somebody that he or she trusted, or somebody that he or she supposed to be protected by. You know what I'm saying? When these things happen to us, man, and us not telling, which everybody know out there in YouTube land. I told y'all the stories of what happened to me when I was younger or whatever. Two different occasions, two different people. And it has been times where I have heard, it to me, and other people said to other people, that why didn't I tell then? And when I think about it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know about nobody else, but when I think about it, the first thing that comes to my mind when it happened to me, the first time you got to think about I'm 8 or like 8 to 10 or something. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing that comes to my mind is I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? That's, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm shamed. So for an 8 to 10-year-old to feel that, especially if he had been sexually violated, it tends to make us go into a cocoon. You know what I'm saying? And we don't tell. You know what I'm saying? We see the stuff on TV when we was younger, and our parents make us go in the other room, or close our eyes, or just stuff like that right there. We knew that was off limit. So for one, that's one thing that we knew that was trouble. And at a child, you don't want no trouble with your parents. I'm thinking at the time I did something bad, and I was ashamed. You know what I'm saying? It took me like 25 years. I was like going into my 30s or something. You know what I'm saying? Late 25, maybe late 20s, for me to tell what happened to me. You know what I'm saying? And I think about how did it affect me. You know what I'm saying? They say it, no matter what, it's gonna affect you. And right now today, I told y'all did it in the previous story. Right now today, I still don't know how the sexual abuse that happened to me affected me in life. I still haven't found that out yet. Because like I said in previous stories, because that happened to me, that didn't make me go steal a car. I wanted to steal a car because I wanted to ride. And we wanted to ride and be like the big boys. Simple. You see what I'm saying? That didn't make me go be a sexual predator myself. You see what I'm saying? That didn't make me say, I want to sell crack. I'm gonna start selling drugs, and I'm gonna hang with Bowleg and Kiki them, and Suave, Punky, and all my whole Jay Allen, everybody. You know what I'm saying? It didn't, Lil Tony. That didn't make me do that. You know what I'm saying? I still right now to this day, y'all, and this real talk, man. I still do not know how that affected me, and I just named the bad ways. Think about it. I can't say because that happened to me I wanted to be a rapper and it inspired me, made me go down to rap and get in the group Untouchables and we do all that stuff. I didn't see that. It didn't make me be like, I want to get into video production. Wayne, when I first met Wayne and we were starting out, it didn't make me want, you know what I'm saying? I just don't know how that affected my life, man. And, but you will have, you know, counselors and psychiatrists and people saying that those things affect your life. And like I say, I still, I want to know how it affected my life. It didn't make me rebel against my mama, cuss her out. I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? It didn't even make me mad at my uncle and resent him and none of that stuff. He was 14 or 13. He was a child. Did it happen to him? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just don't know, man. One thing I do know, man, is being, who I am. I wasn't never ashamed when I got older. You know what I'm saying? When I realized what happened and what you call it and know the meaning of everything that happened to me. And I wasn't ashamed to, just like in YouTube land, when I came here, I was telling y'all all these stories, y'all didn't expect that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't ashamed to share what happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Even if it just stops this one lady from letting her daughter or her son, it to be done to her daughter or her son, because she pulled away from her brother, or you know what I'm saying, which is the uncle or the auntie, and start watching them more because in reality that person did have those tendencies, and she stopped it by listening to my story. Then I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk, I did something. That's how I feel. You know, but I know it's more than that, and I'm gonna do more than that. You know what I'm saying? I'm here on the planet for that, not just to save him or just her. A lot of people, and it's people that I'm gonna save that I haven't even met yet. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? That's what I know. You know what I'm saying? And just by me sharing my story one day at College Park, you know what I'm saying? And I probably told y'all this in the previous story. I told some guys out there a passage out my book I wrote. And that passage was what happened to me the second time I was abused. And one of the guys, rest in peace right now, he's dead, a cop killed him. He told me he knew who the second person was in my book that molested me. And I told him, if you know it, tell me his name, I tell you correct. And right then and there in front of everybody, he told me the guy's name. You know what I'm saying? And it would amaze me, because how would he know? I never told anybody that. You know what I'm saying? So I asked him, how do you know? How did you know it was him? And he told me himself, him too, was almost a victim of him. You know what I'm saying? He fell asleep at that guy's house and woke up to that guy trying to go in his pants. You see what I'm saying? And he said it proudly in front of 7, 8 people that was out there when we was talking about it. He ain't never told anybody that until I shared my story. It gave him strength to share his. So, I know the good that come out of these things and that have came out of what happened to me. There was people that knew it, close people to me, and ones that wasn't close, that didn't know it. And they used it as a weakness. You know what I'm saying? And I understand, like, we all human. You know what I'm saying? It's real talk. I understand we all human. And when things alter our emotion and our feelings and we hurt, the one thing that we try to do to the person that hurt us is hurt them. And I'm not justifying what they did or I did because I did it back. I'm not justifying it. I understand it. You know what I'm saying? And even though I understand it, like I say, it doesn't make me agree with it, you know. But it was used against me, you know, by them knowing it because they was close to me. And then other people got it and they ran with it. You know what I'm saying? They started saying, you know, I liked it. I'm this now. I go this way. I ain't straight no more. No, I'm this. I'm that. And these are people that saying this all on the internet. They don't know me. They don't know how that affected me. Like I don't know how it affected me. You know what I'm saying? But I guess they wanted it to affect me more. You know, and I'm human. It did. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and blackboard y'all, you know, hardcore College Park Project. It did. You know, you got people on the internet. You have one of my closest friends, you know, from a group and everything, and he sided with them, and he started making rap songs, you know, about it. I did mine's back, but like I say, it was a reaction, and it seems, of course, everybody know how the world is. The reaction of somebody doing something to you always be worse and get more attention than the action itself, But he did songs about me, saying this about me, Trees GAY, he doing this, he doing that, non-true statements. But I just looked at where the source came from, because he wouldn't have never said that. And like I said, we can get past earthly issues. That's an earthly issue. Why did he say this? Oh, because Don Tree said this, or because they said, so, if he didn't say that, then he wouldn't have said that. If he didn't say, he pulled that back, and that's all that if with, was a filth type talk, you know what I'm saying? But they, they used it to hurt me. And at the end of the day, when I look at my actions that I did back to them, they was no different. So it makes me like them. And I'm not. They ain't even like that. You know what I'm saying? But it be these emotions that seem to take control of us. And when these emotions take control of us, we do these things to these different people, close to us, not close to us, not knowing what their life been through and they've been through. Everybody's been through something. And some people been through the same stuff. And some people been through different stuff. You know what I'm saying? I can't rank nothing over anything because I don't feel what that person feels for whatever they've been through. But hurt people hurt people.
Got up to screaming, hell no. Out of that hole, cock his drink, go back and let go. Somebody start running, and somebody hit the floor. Everybody gon' know that everybody can't go.